Before we bring Matthew on stage, I got to fix that slide. I would love to invite Mayor Stewart to say some words to open our show.
Thank you, Winston. Winston gave us some advice earlier. Don't think about whether you fed the dog. Did that help any? My name is Richard Stewart. I work in the mayor's office across the street, and it's a real pleasure to be able to welcome this performance here tonight. These monologues, dialogues, and I'm so pleased that one of my council colleagues is here as well. There she is, Councillor Terry Towner, herself. Someone whose public speaking made her nervous before and joined Toastmasters and is now a big leader in Toastmasters and does wonderful work in her refugee community and such. Everyone has a story. About 10 years ago, our daughter was diagnosed with mental illness, and we, as a family, went through the struggles and the gaps. And she eventually realized that if you don't talk about it, if the stigma wins, we all lose. And so she started blogging and talking about her illness and doing radio when she could and begging Dad, because she was always the mayor's daughter, begging Dad to also speak on the subject. And we all, as a family, started speaking about mental illness. And we started to hear, because I was speaking on television and radio, and we started to hear from people around the province about their stories. And that's my daughter, that's my brother, my uncle, my dad. My dad killed himself. My dad, all of the realities that mental illness and so many other realities that families have can touch upon a life, the challenges. And I tell all that only because this morning I got a phone call I got 18 phone calls from my daughter. She still is bipolar. And something had happened, and so we went through that. And I actually received permission from her to turn the telephone off this evening, because she's doing fine. She's actually recovered from her mental illness to some degree. She still has it, but she's medicated, and she is now a psychiatric nurse on Vancouver Island. But something had happened, and that's a tough profession. So I tell all of that only because everybody's gone. If we don't allow them to tell, if we don't allow us each to share, if we don't humanize the realities that all of us face. I'm just a politician, and no one has any knowledge about me other than that I'm probably crooked, I probably lie all the time, and all I want is more power. And only 2 of those are true. So I say all of that only because on behalf of the city of Coquitlam, when Winston mentioned to me back in January, what about bringing it back to Coquitlam? Bringing it back, yes, bringing it back to Coquitlam. Thank you, thank you, thank you. On behalf of Coquitlam City Council and all of our community, thank you for being here, and thank you to the stories that we're going to hear tonight.